Welcome to Calf Management Tips, brought to you by Milk Specialties Global. I'm Elizabeth, calf specialist for the team, and today our topic is newborn calf protocols in the maternity pen. Once a calf is born and we've ensured that it's breathing, the next step is to evaluate overall vigor. A calf should be moving body heat within minutes after birth, meaning the extremities should start to feel warm and the nose should start to feel warm. The next parameter to evaluate would be it should begin to sit sternal within 5 minutes, it should attempt to stand within 15, and it should be standing within an hour. If any of those signs are not met for overall vigor, additional steps may be needed to be taken. If the calf isn't breathing well, one step that can be done is to take a piece of straw and poke the calf's nose horizontally to hit the sensitive cartilage in there. That will stimulate the calf to breathe. Another step could be to take the trachea in your hand and firmly grasp and shake to try to stimulate a cough, which will also induce the breathing. If a calf has excessive liquids in his upper respiratory tract, we can lay them sideways on a bale of straw and allow the head to drape over the bale of straw, allowing gravity to take place and the liquids to flow out of the membranes. Other additional steps that can be taken to increase vigor can be taking towels and vigorously rubbing the calf, starting at the tail head and moving toward the head. When you get to the head, additional focus can be made on the head and the nose. In extreme cases, we can use 5-hour energy to bolus caffeine, which will also stimulate breathing as the heart rate increases and blood flow increases throughout the body. Once our newborn calf vigor parameters have been satisfied, we can move on with other newborn protocols. Administer at least 4 quarts of a good quality colostrum as soon after birth as possible. If you have questions on how to evaluate the quality of colostrum or how to administer colostrum using an esophageal feeder, you can reference 2 of our other videos on calf management tips. The next thing we need to think about is if oral vaccines are part of our newborn protocol, we want to make sure that we wait at least a half hour after administering the oral vaccine before we give the colostrum, as the antibodies in the colostrum can interfere with the vaccine and its effectiveness. The last thing to consider would be dipping the navel. We want to make sure that we use at least a 7% iodine tincture to do so. We advise dipping and not spraying, as spraying you can get a shadowing effect and not cover the entire umbilicus. It's important to get the actual umbilical cord and the umbilical stump, but nothing else on the body needs to be covered. You can do this by placing the actual umbilical cord into the cup and allowing the umbilical stump to dip slightly into the iodine. If you have a particular problem with navel infections on your farm, re-dipping the navel at 12 hours can be beneficial to cutting down on navel infections. We hope you've enjoyed this session of Calf Management Tips, brought to you by Milk Specialties Global.